In the dim light of an early morning in 1932, the poor Danish farmer who would soon create the world's most successful toy brand, Ole Kirk Kristiansen, stood alone with his shoulders slumped in grief, cradling the wooden coffin that held his beloved wife. The room, though filled with the somber silence of mourning, was punctuated by the soft, comforting murmurs of the Kristiansen children. The now single father's eyes, brimming with unshed tears, lingered on the faces of his little ones, and in that moment, the weight of his new reality settled upon him. He was now the sole beacon of hope and strength for his family's next generation. A deep sense of responsibility surged through him, stirring a resolve that he had not known before. With a craftsman's eye, honed by years of shaping wood into functional beauty as a trained carpenter, Ole felt his gaze drift towards his workshop. There, amidst the shavings and tools of his woodworking trade, an idea began to take shape. He would create some initial prototypes of toys, not just to fill the void of loss, but to ignite a spark of joy in the eyes of his children. With deliberate movements, Ole began to mold and carve, his skilled hands bringing to life whimsical figures that would become not mere playthings, but crafted seeds of hope. Indeed, these moments were the beginnings of a legacy that would one day be known the world over as Lego. And in those small wooden pieces, single father Ole Kirk Kristiansen found the building blocks, not just of his family, but for generations of children to come. The high-stakes chess game of global business is dominated by few players as effectively as the Kristiansen family. At the helm, Ole Kirk Kristiansen, with a staggering net worth of $5.72 billion as of 2023, is more than just a wealthy individual, he's a beacon in the financial world. This fortune, a hefty slice of the Lego empire pie, makes him a regular on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, and his 18.8% stake in Lego, funneled through Kirkby. The family's financial Goliath underscores a legacy interwoven with colourful bricks and boundless imagination. And Kirkby's dominion further extends beyond Lego, owning a substantial 75% of the brand and a significant 50% share in Merlin Entertainments Group, the name behind theme parks that draw crowds globally. Yet, not to be outdone, Kjeld's sister, Agnete Kirk Thingard, mirrors his success with her own 18.8% stake in Lego. And as of December 2023, Forbes pegs her fortune at an impressive $6.7 billion. To put this into perspective, this places Agnete well within the top 50 richest women in the world, and one of only around 2,500 billionaires on Earth. Furthermore, Agnete's financial portfolio is a diversified mosaic of lucrative licensing fees, dividends, and strategic investments, of course, all anchored by Kirkby's broad reach, including Merlin Entertainments Group. And the Kristiansens' real estate ventures in the last decade are as expansive as their business interests, with their real estate savvy not just stuck in Denmark. Their land holdings are indeed a global showpiece, with properties in world-class cities like London and New York. With that said, it should come as no surprise that the Kristiansens have not hesitated to indulge in life's luxuries. Kjeld's exotic car collection boasts gems like the bespoke Lamborghini Aventador 7084 Ultimate Roadster and a vintage 1934 Cadillac V16. And their penchant for luxury extends to art and, unsurprisingly, rare Lego sets such as the exclusive Cars set from the 2010 Lego Inside Tour, a collector's dream with only 33 in existence. Additionally, in the 21st century, the Kristiansens have been politically influential figures in Danish and European circles, with their role in shaping business and manufacturing policies in Denmark speaking volumes about their clout. For example, Kjeld's induction into the Knight First Class of Denmark's Dannebrog Order validates his and his family's significant societal contributions. Peering into the Kristiansen dynasty thus reveals more than just business acumen. It unveils a family that has crafted a legacy that stretches beyond the corporate realm. However, we know the real question you're wondering. How did such an illustriously luxurious family come to the peak of wealth in little old Denmark? if it is true that they originally started in the home of a single dad. In order to answer that, we'll have to turn back the clock and entire the environs of a quaint Danish village at the tail end of the 19th century. In April 1891, a tiny Danish farming village called Filskov saw the birth of a man who would revolutionize the childhoods of people around the world, Ole Kirk Kristiansen. Indeed, this proved to be no ordinary birth. It was more like the universe plotting its next big surprise. Now, Filskov, mind you, wasn't exactly the hub of excitement, more sheep than people, and definitely more trees than buildings. Indeed, Denmark, back then, was knee-deep in agriculture. In other words, if you weren't farming, you were probably talking about farming. And in these pastoral settings, kids didn't have the luxury of being just kids. They were part-time students, part-time farm hands, and full-time family helpers. Think less playground, more play work, and yet it was here, amidst the Danish bucolic charm, that Ole's story began. You see, Ole was one of 10 siblings, and thus in such a family, you learned to tie your boots early. By 6, he was already a shepherd in training, and schooling was a twice-a-week affair, just enough to ensure he could read, write, and not mix up his sheep. After his confirmation at age 14, he was apprenticed to his older brother, Kristiansen, who was a carpenter. This experience helped shape his character and hone his craftsmanship skills. Thus, when Ole got his journeyman's certificate in 1911, it wasn't just a piece of paper. It was his ticket to the big league, his passport to a future that would one day see him as the founding father of the Lego Group. But Ole's journey didn't stop there. Military life called, and he answered, serving as an infantryman. But this wasn't just marching and saluting, it was an expansion of horizons. He ventured to Germany and Norway, picking up skills that only travel can teach. Returning to Denmark in 1916, Ole was a man transformed. He bought a woodworking shop, tied the knot with Kristiansens, and started a new chapter. But fate had a twist in store. Kirstein's passing in 1932 left Ole a single father to 4 boys. The 1930s, shadowed by the Great Depression, brought economic hardships that saw the demand for carpentry work dwindle. Confronted with these trials, Ole, now a single father, found himself at a crucial juncture. It was in these challenging times that he made a daring shift, transitioning from crafting household items to producing toys, a move that would redefine his path in the toy industry. Indeed, it's almost unbelievable to think that the world's most family-friendly toy, Lego, sprung from the hands of a widowed single dad from a tiny corner of Denmark. If that doesn't make you believe in the unexpected, we don't know what will. Yet, ironically, this venture into toy making was a family affair, with his sons, especially Gottfried, playing key roles. Their joint efforts did more than ensure their survival. They were laying the foundation for a legacy. And in 1934, amidst a climate of innovation and resolve, Ole sought a name that captured his company's essence. The result was Lego, derived from the Danish phrase "leg godt," meaning play well. This name was a perfect representation of Ole's dedication to quality, creativity, and the joys of play, the fundamental principles he envisioned for his toys. Furthermore, their early creations, especially the 1935 wooden duck, exemplified their dedication to excellence and innovation. The duck stood as much more than a mere child's toy. It was a symbol of superior craftsmanship and creativity, characteristic of the Lego brand. The duck's distinctive design featured a moving beak that opened and closed as the toy was pulled along, representing a significant advancement in toy design at the time. You see, Ole, initially a carpenter by trade, as mentioned before, had utilized his expertise in woodwork to make a career pivot to wooden toy making, prompted by the 1929 stock market crash. And the wooden duck wasn't a one-design-fits-all toy. It came in various sizes, shapes, and colors, with some ducks hand-painted and others spray-painted. Thus, the success of this family's wooden duck did more than just bring in revenue. It established Lego as a brand synonymous with imaginative high-quality toys. Yet, we're sure you're wondering how a brand so synonymous with plastic blocks emulating red bricks became so iconic if they were initially a wooden duck company. In true old money family fashion, that seismic shift would come with the rise of the prodigal son of the Danish single dad, who unknowingly founded a toy empire, Ole's third son, Godfred. Now, post-World War II, Ole Kirk Kristiansen, the then patriarch of the Lego dynasty, saw the writing on the wall, or rather on the toy shelf. Plastic was the future, and he was ready to jump on the bandwagon, but this wasn't just a whimsical switch from wood to plastic. It was a strategic move fueled by a post-war world where traditional materials like beechwood were as scarce as a hen's teeth. Enter the era of modern plastics. You see, after World War II, manufacturers were in a bit of a pickle with material shortages. Plastics, however, were like the new kid on the block, cheap, adaptable, and ready to mingle. Ole, struggling to find quality wood, decided it was time to play the plastic card. And he wasn't playing small. He went all in and bought an expensive plastic injection molding machine. Talk about putting your money where your mold is. And the switch to plastic wasn't just about availability. It was about keeping up with the Joneses, or in this case, the market. After the war, people started eyeing plastic with less suspicion and more curiosity. Sure, there were initial doubts. Wartime plastic wasn't exactly top-notch, but soon plastic became the belle of the ball in product manufacturing. But let's not sugarcoat it. This change was no walk in the park for Kristiansen. As we know by now, he was a woodman through and through, and shifting to plastic meant relearning everything he knew about toy making. Tools for plastic molding were as rare as a solar eclipse, and the learning curve was steep. Kristiansen had to experiment, tinker, and probably mutter a few choice words under his breath as he navigated this new plastic terrain. However, Lego's evolution from wood to plastic would soon represent a significant shift in materials, marking a groundbreaking advance in toy conception and production. The new plastic toys proved to be both sturdier and more cost-effective, simultaneously unlocking a world of creative design opportunities. Amidst this transformative phase, one figure stood out: Godfred Kirk Kristiansen. As a boy of 12, Godfred didn't just dabble in his father's business, he dove headfirst into it. Alternating between school and the woodworking shop, he was not your average schoolboy. By 17, he was already shaping wooden toys, his imagination blooming like spring flowers. Fast forward to 1939, and Godfred, now a student at Haslev Technical College, was still firing sketches of toy ideas to his father. Indeed, his devotion to the family business was unwavering. By 1950, Godfred had climbed the ladder to junior vice president, a title he took as seriously as a general takes his troops. And his ambitious spirit led him on a sales odyssey across southern Jutland with his wife Edith. But this journey wasn't just about clinching deals, it was a masterclass in understanding the retail battlefield. Although the year 1952 saw a dramatic father-son spat and Godfred briefly left the company, he returned quickly, reconciling with his father before tragedy struck in 1958 when Ole passed away, leaving Godfred to helm the Lego ship. Shortly thereafter, 1958 became a landmark year, probably the landmark year for Lego. On the 28th of January, amidst discussions of brick stability, Godfred sketched a new design, a brick with 2 inner clutch tubes. But why stop at 2? On a whim, he pondered 3 tubes, and thus the iconic Lego brick was born, patented, and set to become the cornerstone of Lego's empire. Yet, this wasn't just a brick, it was a revolution in play. Awarded Toy of the Century twice, it transformed Lego from a modest workshop into a global phenomenon. Around the same time, the mid-50s marked another major leap with the launch of the Lego system of play. You see, Godfred, inspired by a chance comment at a British toy exhibition, conceived a play system governed by 6 principles, including affordability and durability, perfect for both boys and girls. This was about more than play. It was about preparing for life, igniting imagination, and fostering creativity. And the system, although initially met with mixed reactions, eventually triumphed in Denmark and then around Central Europe. Indeed, Godfred's vision of interlocking bricks didn't just fit together physically, they fit into the future, promising compatibility with bricks yet to be made. This was a game changer, offering endless creative possibilities within a structured framework reshaping the toy industry forever. The 1960s next saw LEGO's ambitious expansion into international markets, beginning with Germany. This strategic foray was more than a business expansion. It was a calculated move to establish a global empire, starting with one of Europe's largest markets. And the success of campaigns like Wir bauen eine Stadt, We're building a city, underscored LEGO's growing influence across the continent. Yet, despite its swift growth, LEGO maintained its fundamental essence. As the 1960s came to a close, the brand emerged as a familiar entity in homes worldwide, reflecting the Kristiansen family's insightful leadership and clever marketing tactics. After that, the 1970s were a period of relentless innovation for LEGO. The introduction of minifigures in 1978 added a new dimension to LEGO sets, bringing characters to life in themes like space and castle. Then, rolling into the late 1980s, LEGO deepened its engagement with its fan base. Initiatives like LEGO clubs and magazines, along with the opening of the first Legoland Park in 1968, fostered a sense of community among enthusiasts. These moves reinforced brand loyalty and played a crucial role in building a global community that remains at the heart of LEGO's enduring success. However, taking so many massive W's in the middle of the 20th century, little did the Kristiansen know that they are only just beginning to hit their stride as the millennial generation was growing up. So, in the next chapter, we'll meet LEGO at its arguable peak. "1979 was a watershed year for LEGO, marking another pivotal transition in its leadership. Ole Kirk Kristiansen stepped up as the president, taking the baton from his father, Gottfried. And much like his dad, Kjeld wasn't a stranger to the inner workings of LEGO. As a boy, he had often sparked new ideas for models and tested their building instructions, and he even became a familiar face on LEGO's packaging and promotional materials, a living embodiment of the brand. Therefore, Kjeld's ascent to the presidency wasn't just a routine shift in management. It was a strategic move in family succession planning. It underscored the Kristiansens' knack for keeping the control of their burgeoning toy empire within the family fold. As the 1980s dawned and the millennial generation began to be born, LEGO, ever dynamic and ambitious, embarked on a bold adventure into the American market. Indeed, this wasn't just a step. It was a giant leap. Building upon their 60s alliance with Samsonite, LEGO aimed to cast a spell over children not just in America, but across both American continents and Western Europe. But this wasn't a walk in the park, and adapting to various cultural preferences posed a unique challenge. Key to LEGO's game plan was a smorgasbord of new themes and sets, designed to cater to different ages and interests. 1989 was a hallmark year with the launch of the Pirates theme, whisking children off to the swashbuckling world of Caribbean piracy, complete with flintlock pistols and intricately designed minifigures. The 90s, however, brought further financial speed bumps, courtesy of LEGO's rapid growth and intensifying competition. Cue a strategic pivot back to their core products and values, crucial steps in cementing LEGO's status as a global toy titan. For example, they unveiled a plethora of themes to captivate diverse audiences, such as the 1999 Star Wars collaboration being seen as a watershed moment. But LEGO didn't just stop at Star Wars. Collaborations with giants like Adidas and IKEA were critical in breaking into new markets, boosting brand visibility and fattening profit margins. And the digital realm beckoned in the late 90s with LEGO Island, marking LEGO's foray into video gaming. Though not all digital ventures were hits, LEGO saw the synergy between digital and physical play, leading to more games and interactive experiences. And philanthropy was not left behind. The LEGO Foundation, established in 1986, and initiatives like the first LEGO League, underscored LEGO's commitment to education and community betterment. While LEGO dived into media, the releases of the LEGO Movie and series like LEGO Ninjago happened in the 2010s. These media ventures, coupled with strategic tie-ins with franchises like Star Wars and Batman, solidified LEGO's enduring allure and cross-generational appeal, proving that LEGO wasn't just building blocks, it was building dreams. However, at the heart of it all, Lego is still, uncharacteristically for one of the world's most well-known products, a family business. Let's check in on the current family members and what the future holds for this dynasty. For over 9 decades, the Kristiansen dynasty has steered the Lego Group, a family business that's more than just a company. It's a legacy. Now, in its 4th generation, the family torch is carried by siblings Thomas Kirk Kristiansen, Sophie Kirk Kristiansen, and Agneta Kirk Kristiansen. You see, in 2004, the family patriarch, Kjeld, stepped back from the president and CEO roles. He shifted focus to his duties as owner of the Lego Group and vice chairman of the board, while also presiding as chairman of the board of Kirkby, Lego Holdings, and the Lego Foundation. Enter Thomas Kirk Kristiansen, Kjeld's son and the face of the 4th generation. Now, Thomas not only made it to the 2022 Forbes Billionaires list with a cool $8.2 billion, but also snagged the 267th spot. His journey with the family legacy began in 2007 when he joined the board of directors of the Lego Foundation. And fast forward to 2016, he rose to deputy chairman. By 2020, he was calling the shots as chairman of the board of directors. And on the 1st of May 2023, Patriarch Kjeld officially passed the baton of chairman of Kirkby and the Lego Group to Thomas. Under Thomas's stewardship, Lego hasn't just been idling, it's been morphing and adapting to the ever-twisting business landscape. A pivotal shift in its strategy has been embracing digitalization head-on, but it's not just about bytes and bandwidth. Lego has also leaped into the green arena, announcing plans to swap out fossil-based plastics for recycled ones, a nod to the sustainable circular economy model. As for the 5th generation of the Kristiansen clan, 7 girls, daughters of the 4th generation, preparation is key. The family has established the Lego School, a program with monthly learning days about the various entities under the Lego brand group. This is more than just formal education, it's about immersing the next generation in the vastness and potential of the Lego universe. As of December 2023, the curtain hasn't been fully lifted on the specifics of these young heirs. Their names, ages, or roles within the company remain under wraps. Indeed, the Kristiansens have always played their cards close to the chest, especially when it comes to passing the baton across generations. Yet while the details of this generational handover are still shrouded in mystery, one thing's for sure. The Lego legacy is in safe hands, ready to be molded by the next generation of imaginative minds. And now, we'd like to see you in the comments. Which legendary family history would you like us to cover next? We love hearing all of your input and thoughts, and we can't wait to hear from you. Thanks again for your time and viewership, and cheers until next time.